My name is Connie, and you're Adam, and you're like actually a sports coach and a business coach.
Yes. Yeah. I am. So I am a triathlon coach. I've been a triathlete for about 30 years, and I used to weigh 236 pounds. And when I joined the Marines, I could not run 1 mile to join the Marines, which was the test. So I had to lose the weight to join boot camp. And I just told myself I'm never going to go back to that ever again. And I fell in love with having the goals of triathlon. And so I started back in the late 90s, a triathlon coaching business. I'm one of the larger coaching businesses in the world. And I do business coaching initially because I would have coaches that would work for me, and I would have to make sure that their triathlon coaching businesses were successful. And then I found there was tremendous space in the marketplace where a lot of small businesses were struggling with platforms because Salesforce and some of these other software companies define small business as $20 million a year annual revenue and above. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that would consider themselves quite successful that aren't making $20 million a year. And I was one of them. And so that was leaving us in a situation where we were having to find like a Wix or a Weebly or a WordPress, and then have somebody help us build it, and then a mail service, and then, all these things. And we're trying to piece together all these pieces of technology when really what we want to be doing is selling our products or our service, because that's our genius zone. And if we were even able to figure out how to piece them together, they were quite expensive and created a lot of overhead and made me feel very disconnected with my own business because I didn't know how to run the platforms. So we started Wavoto, which is a business coaching kind of platform that business coaches can use alongside of their teachings and give people actionable steps. So I'm happy to go into that more and more, but it's pretty exciting, I think.
That is great. So you're doing the both coachings.
Yes.
And one of the things, I looked at your website and I'm very impressed with it. And one of the things that you really emphasize is on website development.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that I think nowadays you have about 5 seconds or less to build credibility. And if we think about any time that we've wanted to go to a restaurant or maybe a hotel or take a vacation, we usually now research online. And if you do not have a digital presence that builds trust straight away, then people are probably going to feel reluctant to do business with you.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so that's important, I think.
So I am never going to run a triathlon. Okay. Right. I walk outside like for about 10 minutes and that's it.
Yeah, that's all right.
And I'm not about to change at this point, but I am a small business owner.
Yes.
And I just felt before I spend money, let me interview people and see what they have to offer. So, I'm very impressed with what you do. Now, do you have enough time to do both of those businesses?
So one of the things, yes, I'm pretty efficient, especially at the triathlon coaching business. I've been doing it 30 years. I've scaled it really well. I have the clients that I've been working with. I've been pretty lucky. I've had a lot of my clients ongoing for probably over 9 years. So we are pretty efficient at working well together, and there's not a lot of, when you onboard someone new, there's a lot of discovery, and I'm not having to work through a lot of that. And then I'm able to scale an effort that I call my squad. So it's kind of one to many. Mm-hmm. So that runs pretty efficiently for me. And then the software business, I'm more of the thoughts behind it. And we definitely have a dev team that does the development, and we have branding people that do the branding. And so I do a lot of the networking and vision and company strategy. And so, but a lot of the other people are doing a lot of the execution. So I love it because for somebody who likes to be in a lot of different areas, it works really well for me and my personality.
Well, that's great. I like the same kind of things, like do different things. But if you don't mind, for this interview, could we talk about the business aspect?
Absolutely.
Because I don't think you're going to find too many triathlon
that's perfect.
clients here.
Yeah. So business is perfect. And I would love to talk about that.
Because so many of us need to grow our businesses. And, I wish I could join your triathlon, but oh my goodness.
No, I totally get it. And actually business is becoming more exciting anyway. So.
Okay, good. So, I want to know, tell me what you actually do. If you were going to, not about your business, about my business, about anybody's business, what would you do?
So if you were starting with a business or of a product or a service, I think it's a good idea to have a coach, because that person, especially if you get the right one, is going to cut out a lot of the inefficiencies and mistakes that a lot of people have made. I also know several coaches, and I can personally attest that they have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars collecting great information. And what they can do is they can not only bring that information to you quickly, but they can figure out what information is going to help your situation best. So when I look at any product or service, fundamentally, I think you want to figure out what your unique position is in the marketplace, who it is specifically you're trying to serve. Let me turn off my notifications. Sorry. So that doesn't keep you, who it is you're trying to serve, and then coming up with efficient ways to build trust and awareness in the marketplace so that people feel like they can do business with you. I feel like and no matter what you have, the first things that anybody's going to ask is, do you understand me? Can you help me? And can I trust you? And you have to very quickly, especially in a digital marketplace, establish those three things really quickly. If those things aren't checked, then you're not going to...
Say them again. Say the three again.
So people are always going to ask themselves in some way, shape, or form when they're approaching to do a business or, spend money with you is, do you understand me? Or do you understand my problem? Can you help me? Do you have the solution that will help my problem or my situation? And can I trust you? And so if one of those are a no, I promise you're not going to have a successful business. So you really need to dial in how you're talking to those people, how you're creating an experience for them to interact with your brand, how you're showing up for them to build that social proof and authority so that you can answer those questions.
Okay, that is very, very interesting. So are there, in the business, are there some kinds of businesses that you like to work with? Or any kind?
I don't do as well with the product stuff. We have people on our team and our staff that are better at that. But fundamentally, I think that it's all pretty much the same. And especially now when things are in Twitter and Instagram and Clubhouse and Facebook and LinkedIn, you need to find a way to, in my opinion, build your own business and build your own list of clients with attributes about those clients, no matter what it is that you're trying to sell. And so you don't want to ask any of those platforms for the ability to run your business every day, which a lot of people...
I'm not following this. Okay, so when you say you're talking about me, not you.
Yeah, correct. So you have your the tip split.
Yeah, okay, right? Yeah.
Okay, so if you were gonna start a Facebook page, for example, or an Instagram page for that, and you are essentially running your business on that page or that platform, which a lot of people now are doing because they feel like that's where the problem is. The problem is if they ever decide to turn you off for the weekend or whatever, you've lost your whole business. So no matter what digital place or places you choose to play in, you need to pull in that customer information into an environment that you can control, whatever environment is that you decide to go with, but you want to control your business and your list.
Do you recommend doing all of these platforms?
I think that you should recognize which one is the most pertinent. So like, for example, Instagram or Facebook versus Google. Usually, if you think about what it's like, and I usually recommend people to remember what it's like to be a customer, because sometimes when we get stuck and we're not sure what to do, ask yourself, what would I do in that situation? And a lot of times, like, for example, Instagram and Facebook or platforms like that are a great way to introduce people to a solution that they might not even be aware that they needed, right? So like they'd be scrolling through their feed, and that's a great way to do that type of ad space. So if you have a product or a service that you have to educate, in my opinion, that people might need it, then that's a great place to do something. If you have a product or a service where people already know what they need, they're just trying to figure out where to get it and who's the best, then that would be something that they Google for. So maybe running more Google ads or that type of stuff. So that's something that a business coach would take you through those steps, especially if you're on a budget. You'd want to figure out what place would make the most sense to give you the most impact for your dollars.
That's very interesting. That is very interesting, because I really never considered the Google ads.
Right. Or
the Google, searches.
Yeah. So, and you just have to remember, do you search for stuff on Google?
Yes.
So why would your customers not?
Yes. So I have a dual problem in my business, specifically because I make products for older people.
Right.
Like once you hit 50, I start getting bad. Okay.
Yep.
And I notice this especially because I'm retired, but I'm not dead yet. And so I like to go out to eat in a restaurant, and I could never see the menu, the print on the menu. It was too small, and the restaurant was too dark. So I became an inventor at age 68.
That's awesome.
And I invented this product, and it actually has a magnifier on it.
Yep.
And the restaurants are always dark, and I look for a candle. So here's a light, and it's less intrusive than the smartphone. And it also can figure out a tip and split the bill in 3 seconds. Now we can all do that in our head.
Right.
But sometimes we're just having so much fun at dinner.
100%.
And then you have to stop the socialness and start getting into math mode.
Right.
So this is just kind of fun. And my comments from millennials are, well, we have apps that do all of this, but I don't think that your mother would use an app.
Right.
Especially at the dinner table, because we kind of feel it's rude.
Right.
Because when everyone starts, checking their text messages and stuff. So I invented this product for my age group, but I've been working alone. I finally hired somebody to do my social media, because I didn't understand how to do Instagram from my phone.
Right.
Okay. It was just difficult.
Yep.
So I hired somebody, and this is the strategy we came up with. My people over 60 are not going to go on Instagram.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
So I'm trying to market it to their children. Get your mother or your grandma a gift that they would really love to have, because this is kind of fun, and it's also a conversation piece at the dinner table. So I'm trying to do that. Okay.
I love that. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Yep.
And then I have another product. All my products are for older people.
Okay.
My other product is something, I put this on hold during COVID because I didn't want to encourage older people to go out to dinner, even though the restaurants were closed. Sometimes you could sit outside, but I didn't want to encourage anything like that. So I decided to do another project. And my second project was, because I didn't go out, I started going through my photo albums, because I actually got inspired by Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
When he died in a helicopter crash last January. And I thought, my goodness, he's got little kids, but all of his future generations are going to know all about him because he was such a celebrity. But who's going to know about me?
Right.
Unless I tell them. So I decided to gather up all my pictures and make it into a book form. And this is my book. And I want to let my grandkids and future generations know a lot about me. So one thing that I'm doing is I told them when I was growing up. You see this picture of a boat?
Yep, I do. Yep, on the boat.
There are 5 kids. There are actually 6 of us. We grew up with 6 kids, and we went on our boat every single weekend on Lake Erie.
That's awesome.
And we called our boat Dr. Skakel. And that was named after my father and my mother, David, Rebecca, and then Sharon County, Arthur, Chucky, Louie. Skakel. Okay, and then when they had their 6th child, we all took a vote and we called him Eddie. So we wouldn't have to change the name of the boat. Okay, so I think that's kind of interesting for my children to read. It's just like a few sentences about it.
Yeah.
And then we had another situation with our boat and fishing. We used to come back every weekend with 100 fish at least for my mother to clean. And one time we had a fish that was alive. So we put it in the bathtub and it stayed there for about 2 days. And nobody ever used that bathtub for 20 years. So we have a little story about that. So my grandkids love that.
Yeah.
I have many, I have so many stories, and I put them all in my book. So my oldest son, he's 43 now, but he was a magician.
Yep.
So I want him to show his children, when they grow up. And I just filled this up.
Amazing.
With this book is 110 pages, but it's very easy to read, and it's very easy to write, because nobody wants to read 100 pages of writing.
Right.
So anyway, I actually love this, and my newest passion is to help people write their story so that their grandkids will know about them, and my grandkids will also know that I used to be a kid once. Okay. Yeah. So now this is what I learned so many things about my family. So I have my grandparents in here too, and my parents, who are both dead. Yeah. But I want them to be remembered. Yeah, so it's mostly about me and my children, mostly about me. And I meet people who say, "Oh my God, my grandma just died. I wish I had done this."
Yeah,
with her. Totally. Yeah. So my audience is Instagram, LinkedIn stuff. So what I'm trying to do is to encourage like a 40-year-old to sit down around the kitchen table and interview grandma.
Right. Totally.
And then help her write this. So so my newest thing is I have a course that I'm offering. It's like $97.
Yep.
And I can help them write their book in 1 month.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I think it's great. And it's also very good if you happen to know somebody who's got an illness like cancer, and maybe they have like 6 months. Yeah. And they want to be remembered desperately after they're gone. So this is my newest thing.
Who's printing your books?
What?
Who's printing your books?
I did it on Shutterfly.
Okay, my dad actually owns a printing press, so if you want, I can put you in touch.
Oh, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful, because I don't this book is actually, I looked at so many platforms for books, but this is very thick pages. Can he do that too?
Yep. Yeah, they do wedding albums and all types of stuff. And we used to do yearbooks, and we were the second largest school picture business.
Then I'm glad I'm connecting with you.
Yeah, see, sometimes the universe puts us in touch. So I will email you, and he'll probably put you in touch with my uncle. But they are, and they can do short runs. So they can do one at a time or two or whatever.
Okay, well, that would be great. That would be great, because I would love to give you business. Also, so I have, my whole book is pictures, okay? And there were so many things that I didn't know about. Anyway, I had so much fun writing it, and I think a lot of people.
I love the idea.
Yeah.
I love the idea, because it's like a family activity too, and
and sometimes like people who are in a nursing home might love to do this, but they can't do it. they really need
Right.
a little help. For example, I'm old too, but I learned how to scan pictures because young
Yep.
people just have everything on their phone, but older people
Yep.
have photo albums and shoeboxes filled with
Yep.
pictures.
Totally.
So what you
So
do,
do I.
what?
So do I.
You do
So do
too? Okay. So yeah,
I.
young people don't even know what those things
Yeah.
are.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm
so,
not that young, so I got all the gray hair too.
I
So
see. Okay, good. So so anyway, so like I teach them that they could take a picture of a picture, but
Yep.
they might like having a younger person help
Right.
them
Right.
or put it together or bond.
Right.
And this would be even nice for a teenager
Right.
to do with grandma.
Yep.
So these are my two products, and I was trying to figure out what is my brand.
Right.
What
Right.
do you think?
Wow. Well, you're getting a little.
I'll just save you the trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I got the good one.
Yeah. Okay. Let me hear it.
Usually I sit in Clubhouse and I just listen and I learn.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I said, I don't know what my brand is. And one guy just said, Grandmapreneur.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I thought you were going to change it from Grandmapreneur.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't know what my brand is. I didn't know
Yeah.
if it's inventor, tip and split, write your selfie.
Yeah.
But Grandmapreneur is an umbrella for all of that. And so I have to learn how to promote my brand.
Right.
And now I have a new brand. I think I'm the only person like my age who would be making this platform available for people.
I love it. I'll tell you what, we'll give you a free digital platform. So
what do you mean?
So I'll introduce you to my business partner, Tim. And so you don't have to pay for a website, or we also do e-commerce. We do landing pages. So we won't replace like your marketer or your strategist. We'll just,
I don't have one of those yet.
Okay. I can introduce you to some, but in terms of the software, we have them.
Well, yeah. That's very interesting. You're on Clubhouse sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know David Meltzer?
Milton or
Meltzer, Meltzer.
I've seen his name. Yeah.
He's a billionaire.
Okay. Yep.
He's a billionaire. He's going to be interviewed by me.
That's amazing.
I'm so excited because I watch him. He is the busiest man.
I want you to tell him that you get to interview me and be this excited when you tell him.
So anyway, so let me tell you, I just asked him if he would do it, and he said, thank you for asking me.
Wow.
But then his assistant, he gave me his assistant's email to set up a calendar, to set up an appointment. Yeah. And then she sent me a form to fill out because he talks he's probably on Zoom calls nonstop. He's a billionaire. Okay.
Right.
So they sent me a form and they wanted to know what's my digital platform. So I just said, not applicable.
No, you got one now. You have
They
one.
also asked me, who is the producer? So I said, I guess I'm the producer.
Yeah. No, I got you. We got you covered. So we have you covered.
That's really great because I think it's nice to hear that.
Sorry. My wife. Okay, cool. Our dogs are welcoming my wife home.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I have a video editor who is going to edit these, and he's going to include your contact information, your name, your title, your contact information, and have it done professionally.
I love it.
Yeah,
I would have worn something better, but
what?
I would have worn something better, but
no, you're fine. You are fine.
I'll tell you, it's the Coach and Me, your card product. I would look for some strategic partners. What is the price on that?
This thing?
Yep.
$19.95. But I'm not quite as worried about that.
Okay.
Because when you're an inventor, you go to pitch contests. Now they stopped everything because of COVID, but I went to one last February, right before COVID.
Right.
And I pitched with about 90 people.
Yep.
And I won.
It's a great idea. Yeah.
So I won. So I have a company that's going to be working and get me into stores. and they're a little bit slow because they're very busy. And the company actually is used to work for Disney.
Okay.
So they've got incredible people, and it's so interesting because the person who is going to work with me, she does all these pitch contests and pitch webinars.
Yep.
And I watched one of hers. She mentioned my name 10 times.
That's awesome. I love it.
You want to know another thing she gave me?
What's
I don't know if I should put this on here, but she told me that if she had tip and split, she said she loves this product, and what I ought to do is approach Texas Instruments, and they're going downhill, and they might like to carry this and appeal to the older market.
No, that's what I was thinking. Or I don't know what your cost of goods is on that. If 19 is your retail, I'm assuming it's somewhere around a third. But like, even like if you did, it would be great convention giveaways or something.
I know. I just don't know how to do everything. I don't know. Right. Because I say on the back, it says tip and split. Yeah. But it can just as easily say Nike, or whatever. It can say whatever it wants to say. Just a sticker. So I've been working all by myself. You can't believe it.
No, I can't. You're pretty amazing.
Well, let me tell you what I did after I invented this. Okay. Because I was a writing teacher for.
I'm going to interrupt you on purpose because I wanted to make sure you know this. My wife went to Hopkins for her residency, and then her first job out of residency was working with University of Maryland, their athletic people.
Do you live in Maryland? Do you live in Maryland?
No, we're down in Sarasota, Florida now. But
I think I saw your post about beautiful Sarasota.
Yeah, but I did some research on you before our call, and I meant to bring that up. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So actually, what I did, because I was a writing teacher at Hopkins and at Maryland, okay, and I wrote a book, and the book I wrote was. How I got my product on QVC, the Today Show, The View, and more in my retirement.
That's awesome.
Okay. So, because I'm always trying to think of something to do. Yeah. And I was a writing teacher. And so I hired two publicists. Okay. They got me nothing. I paid them. They had high prices. One of them was $6,000. She got me zilch. I got all my publicity by myself. So, so I didn't want to make that mistake again and just hire somebody who can't help me. So, so you are incredible. And I think we might be friends. And I don't usually pipe up in Clubhouse, but it's exciting.
I know. I love it too. And if you are open to it, I can point you in some directions of people that I trust, and you can interview them for yourself. As well. I have Deb Erickson. She's amazing. She works specifically with female entrepreneurs, and she's someone that I would trust. I can send you a few to kind of pick, because it's definitely, you want to click with their personalities too,
Right. I like your personality.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to be your friend, and I'm going to be in your corner no matter what. But there's people who can be a little bit more effective, I think, than me. I'm more of like the big thought person. But I'm in your corner. And like I said, I'm going to introduce you to my dad. I'm going to give you the free software. Hopefully we keep chatting. And if there's advice I can add, I will do it for you. But my best advice is I'm going to tell you when I exceed my knowledge, because I want you to be successful.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'll tell you, this is most entrepreneurs want to scale and go up into the 8 figures, 7 or 8 or 9 figures. I'm just having the time of my life.
I love it. And you'll be impressed with me. I don't even bring my phone into restaurants anymore because I don't want to be rude to the people I'm with. So, well, I think you're great. So do you have anything to share with people who are going to be listening to you? I am going to tell you, I think you're amazing. Okay. Well, everything that you're doing, I think you're amazing. Thank you. Ditto. I would encourage anybody who wants a fighting chance to start their business to check out Wovoto.com. We give people online tools that are at a pace that they need them in an affordable way so that they can be successful with their business.
Thank you so much. This was such a wonderful conversation.
You're welcome, Connie. Have a great day.